Oh, hi there. Um, Today I want to talk about breath work. So you could call it like kundalini breath work or whatever you want to say. So I want to talk about how I learned how to do it and maybe um, some types of ways you can get better at it. Let's say. So the reason I'm doing it is because to prepare for these meditations where it's you learn from Isabella Green that you can have out of body experiences. Um, not limited to, of course, what Joe Dispenza teaches in his book, in the pineal gland meditation. So that's a meditation that's between the hours of around 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. when your melatonin is highest, and when you do a meditation where you've woken up in the middle of the night, um, you do some breath work and all that stuff, then it can be a good condition for your body to have an out of body experience, and not just limited to say the astral projection experiences, but potentially beyond the astral and into more infinite infinite reality kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, but so how I learned how to do it. Well, first I learned from Joe Dispenza in some of his books, but especially in this one, he has a chapter called reconditioning the mind or something, and he teaches. I've got it right in front of me. Why don't I just tell you? But it's called Reconditioning the Body to a New Mind. And he breaks it down into like each step. Like, I don't think it needs to be that, like, I'm just telling you the way I learned. But yeah, um, I learned, like, he teaches in that chapter. And he also, in his meditations, like if you're doing his meditations that he has, he guides you through it. So he'll say, um, as you inhale through your nose, you're going to contract your internal muscles, starting with your lowest muscle at your where you're sitting, your sitting muscles. And so what I'm saying is your groin muscles. You know what I mean? Basically, front and back, and you're contracting them, or you're sucking them in, you're pulling them in, and as you're following your breath up, you're squeezing your lower core muscles, and you're following it. So you got your eyes closed, and as you're slowly breathing in through your nose, um, you're following it through your lower core, then your upper core, and you're sort of tensing those muscles too as it's going up, and then once it goes up past your midsection, or past, let me point to it, but past about your, like above your abs, you probably don't need to tense really anymore. But then you'll follow your breath up all the way through your neck, through your head, and to the top of your head, and then you'll lock down the muscles and squeeze a bit harder. But you'll probably do your best not to squeeze too hard in the other muscles, because then you'll probably get a headache. There'll probably be too much pressure in your head. But yeah, um, I was just breaking down, the process of one repetition of breath work, um, and you want to keep your back straight. So there's many things that you could cover with this. Um, you could say, of course, you're exhaling. So he's guiding you through it, and that leads me to so the reason you exhale is you want to have room to breathe in, of course. Yeah, you want to be fairly empty in your lungs, so that you're able to um, actually complete the breath. You want to you want to have enough breath. You want to have enough capacity in your lungs to inhale. You know what I mean? For the to follow your awareness to the top of your head, kind of thing. Yeah. So I could say also that I bought he's got an album. Joe Dispenza has an album. Wait, I was looking for my phone, but I'm actually charged. I'm actually I'm actually filming with it right now. So silly me. But Yeah, he's got I bought two of his albums. One of them so they're both called something like Mastering the Breath. I think they're called Mastering the Breath, um 15 tracks or something tracks to master the breath. So I was doing that, the guided one, for a little while, and now I basically do. I also bought an album that he was selling as well, Joe Dispenza, by the way. He was selling on his website breathwork tracks from Barry Goldstein that he features in a lot of his guided meditations. That Joe Dispenza features a lot of Barry Goldstein's music and breathwork tracks when he's asking you to do breathwork. So I just do the tracks without any guided talk through it. But the guidance through it can help you initially be like, okay, what do I do? And until you sort of get it down, you know what I mean? And the breathwork tracks. So I'll make up like a queue on my phone. I've got the audio tracks stored on my phone, and then I'll just pull up, say, enough to make up around 15 minutes or something. So say 3 or 4 tracks, and then 3 or 4 breathwork tracks, and then I'll after that I'll sync up in the queue um, some meditation music, so I can sit there in meditation as well. So that's to sort of simulate Isabella Green's recommendations to do breath work at the start of your meditation, and then meditate, sit there in meditation after your breath work. Yeah. So so that's pretty much so to have an out of body experience. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. So I've tried it. I've woken up in the middle of the night for her breath work meditations, doing it sort of how she recommends to the best I can, and but I haven't gone out of body yet after doing it a few times, and so for now I'm just sort of making it a habit of doing it during the day, just to sort of maybe condition my body to the breath work so that I'm ready, maybe after some time, to then go in meditation in the middle of the night. Yeah, and then see if it works then. But at least Joe Dispenza's meditation, the pineal gland meditation, that's a what Isabella calls a mid-sleep meditation, in the middle of the night when you wake up in the middle of the night. And he has his one as well. Joe Dispenza has his the pineal gland meditation that I mentioned. So um, that's kind of how I learnt breath work, and also in one of Isabella's talks as well, she was guiding you through the breath work. So maybe I incorporated a few steps into my breath work as well. So that was just to do with breath work. Maybe I could guide you in the next video a little bit better. But if you wanted to hear from me how I do it, but I've just told you how I learnt. Yeah, and probably the practice that you could do so that in your routine, like to do it rather than me just tell you how to do it. Yeah. Anyway, because it's by practicing. I could tell you, okay, contract this muscle, contract that muscle, but unless I maybe did a guided meditation for you, um, it's probably better for you to follow along. I would say some of Joe Dispenza's breathwork tracks that I said, Mastering the Breath, those those albums. So he's got two of those albums on his website. Okay. Um, I'll talk to you in the next video, or yeah, ask me a question if you like on what I've learnt, and yeah, anything that you want to know about breathwork that I may be able to share with you, and how it could relate to meditation or what I'm doing, like how it could relate to your goals of maybe an out of body experience or something like that. Okay, have a good one. Awesome. See you later.